Chosen one, heaven has paused for you. The noise of the world has dimmed, not by accident, but by divine design. Every scroll, every sigh, every moment of restlessness has led you right here, to this sacred intersection where eternity meets your timeline. God has interrupted your routine, not to burden you, but to whisper something eternal. You were never forgotten. You were never unseen. While others overlooked you, heaven watched every moment. You were preserved for now, for this exact breath in time. Because the reunion between your soul and heaven cannot be delayed. There are no accidents here, only divine appointments written long before you were born. You walked through storms that would have swallowed others whole. You carried burdens that would have crushed the ordinary. But you are not ordinary. You are chosen, marked, protected by a seal invisible to the world, but unmistakable in the spirit. And right now, the breath of God hovers over your life, saying, "Be still and know that I am God." That's not a suggestion, it's a divine command. Heaven's pause is not punishment, it's alignment. The silence you feel is not absence, it's preparation. Stop striving, stop running, stop doubting. You don't need to chase what's already been ordained. You just need to receive. There is a divine rhythm moving beneath this stillness. Heaven's quiet is louder than thunder if you listen closely. You've endured a season where doors closed, dreams dissolved, and prayers echoed unanswered. But none of it was wasted. Every delay was redirection. Every heartbreak was protection. You were being refined, not rejected. Chosen one, you have been under divine surveillance. Angels have guarded your nights of weeping and your mornings of confusion. Every tear you cried was counted. Every prayer you whispered was recorded. Heaven has never been silent, it's been strategizing. And now the time has come. The pressure you've been feeling is heaven pressing close. It's the weight of destiny leaning on your spirit. Because right before the breakthrough, the spiritual atmosphere gets heavy. This pause, it's not empty, it's divine inhalation. God is gathering breath before exhaling purpose into your life. You're not just hearing another message, you're stepping into prophecy. You are part of a reunion between heaven and earth, between spirit and destiny, between calling and fulfillment. This stillness is sacred, don't rush it. Let it settle over you like holy rain. The Holy Spirit is tuning your soul to heaven's frequency. Every vibration inside you is syncing with divine order. That's why you've felt restless, because something monumental is about to unfold. Heaven is preparing to reintroduce you, not as the broken version you once were, but as the crowned version you've become. Your silence was sacred. Your pain was seen. Your endurance was recorded. And your comeback, it's already written in heaven's book. So don't fill this pause with distractions. Don't rush out of what was meant to restore you. This stillness is holy ground. It's the calm before divine movement. It's the breath before resurrection. Lift your head. Take a deep breath. Let gratitude fill your chest. Because in this silence, something ancient is waking inside you. The part of you that remembers heaven. The part that knows you were made for divine reunion. You've asked, why me? And heaven answers, because you were built for this. You were designed for endurance. You were shaped to carry revelation. The waiting wasn't wasted, it was weaving. Everything that felt like delay was actually divine timing in motion. Every hidden season was heaven's classroom. The wilderness didn't destroy you, it defined you. It stripped away every false name so you could finally hear your true one. You are not who you used to be. You are refined. rebuilt, reclaimed. Heaven has been holding your name in its mouth since before you were born. Before stars were set in the sky, God saw you and said, "That one belongs to me." Every twist, every loss, every lonely night, it all brought you here. You are the evidence of divine orchestration. You are the fulfillment of ancient promises. The world may not understand it, but heaven recognizes its own. And right now, all of creation leans in, waiting for you to rise. This is your divine pause, your holy reset, your moment of remembrance. You were never forgotten. You were chosen. So before you scroll away, pause. Declare it out loud. I receive heaven's stillness. I align with divine timing. Type it, speak it, believe it. Because your next chapter isn't coming. It's already unfolding. The reunion between you and heaven has begun. Be still, receive, and rise, chosen one. The fog around you is lifting. The weight that sat heavy on your spirit is dissolving. The confusion that once clouded your path is clearing. What remains now is truth. The truth of who you've always been, a vessel of divine intention. A carrier of light formed before time even began. The mark on your soul glows again. It's heaven's signature calling you back into alignment with destiny. You have not been overlooked. You were hidden for protection, not rejection. You were refined in silence, not forgotten in shadows. Every small act of faith you made, even the whispered prayers you thought went unheard, heaven documented them all. You have been recorded in eternity's book as one who endured. Your perseverance became prophecy. And now the season of unveiling begins. The mark that once made you feel isolated will soon be the reason you are elevated. The same people who doubted you will stand in awe, asking, "How did we not see it before?" Because God is about to display his craftsmanship through you, not to magnify your name, but to magnify his own glory. You were chosen before the first sunrise, before failure even existed. That means your story cannot collapse, because it was written before breaking was possible. Every setback was already accounted for. Every mistake was already redeemed in the blueprint of grace. You are not late. You are right on schedule. Divine timing has you exactly where you belong. So lift your head. Breathe in purpose. The seal of heaven is still upon you. You don't have to prove your worth. You only need to remember it. The same voice that called galaxies into being is calling your name again. It whispers through the silence. You are chosen, you are seen, you are not forgotten. Walk in that confidence. Rest in that truth. For those who bear heaven's signature cannot be stopped. You have crossed deserts that seemed endless. You have walked through wilderness seasons that stripped you bare. But hear me, the wilderness was not punishment. It was preparation. Every unanswered prayer, every lonely night, every tear you thought went unnoticed. They were lessons written in divine ink. Heaven wasn't silent, it was shaping you. You were being forged in a fire that few could withstand. The wilderness was your sacred classroom. It was where the noise faded, so that only one voice could remain. The voice of God. When everything familiar disappeared, you thought you were breaking, but in truth, you were becoming the version of yourself heaven always knew. People left, doors closed, opportunities vanished, but that emptiness was the birthplace of dependence. The moment you learned that divine strength was the only strength that truly lasts. Deuteronomy reminds us, remember how the Lord led you in the wilderness, to humble and test you, to reveal what was in your heart. That verse isn't just ancient scripture, it's your personal timeline. God was testing your roots, showing you what was real, what was eternal, what could stand when everything else fell away. The wilderness stripped you of illusions, so that authenticity could be born. It burned away pride, shattered false strength, and revealed the gold buried within your soul. The fire didn't come to destroy you. It came to define you. And now you are gold refined by sacred heat. Every betrayal built discernment. Every delay deepened your patience. Every disappointment expanded your capacity to love. You didn't just survive, you transformed. The pain was not random, it was refinement. The ache was not meaningless, it was awakening. You asked, why is it so hard? Heaven replied, because what you carry is holy. Diamonds are not formed in daylight. Prophets are not trained in comfort. They are molded in silence, shaped in isolation, forged in obedience. And you, chosen one, have graduated from the wilderness. Look back for a moment. Remember the nights you thought would never end. They did. Remember the days you thought would break you. They didn't. You are still here, breathing, believing, shining. What was meant to destroy you became the reason you can no longer be destroyed. There is power in survival. There is authority in endurance. The enemy fears the ones who have walked through fire and still worship. You are one of them, the unshakable, the refined, the chosen. Now the dawn approaches. The wilderness chapter is closing. A new horizon opens before you. Heaven is releasing new strength, fresh vision, and divine direction. You will no longer crawl through dust. You will rise with divine confidence. You are proof that grace is stronger than despair. You are the evidence that heaven keeps its word. You may have walked through fire, but you were never consumed. You may have faced darkness, but you became light. And now that light will guide others. Your testimony will be a roadmap for those still wandering. Your scars will speak louder than sermons. Your endurance will awaken faith in those who have lost theirs. If these words stir something in you, if your spirit recognizes this truth, then declare it boldly. I'm still here, not as a slogan, but as a proclamation, as a declaration of victory. Say it until your soul believes it. I'm still here, still standing, still chosen, still becoming everything heaven intended. Because your wilderness was never a grave. It was a graduation. You were not buried. You were planted. And now the bloom begins. The desert has completed its work. The promised season dawns. The protection that surrounded you in silence still stands guard over you in daylight. There were battles you never saw, attacks that never reached you, traps that failed before they formed, because angels moved when you couldn't. Every time you felt a sudden urge to turn, every near miss that almost happened, that was divine interception. Heaven has been rerouting your steps from danger all along. You are alive because covenant still speaks over your name. Heavenly guardians have been assigned to your life. You are not fragile. You are fortified. The same hand that carried you through darkness is now guiding you into destiny. You still have work to do. You still have words to speak, souls to heal, light to release. The greater the calling, the greater the resistance, but also the greater the protection. The storms were fierce because your purpose is fierce. But you are still here, a living testimony that what God begins, He finishes. Step forward, chosen one. The pause is over. The unveiling has begun. Your name is echoing in heaven's chambers again. The wilderness has done its work. Now walk into the promise with holy confidence. You are heaven's design. You are light in motion. You are chosen. When the darkness tries to whisper its lies again, remember this: you are covered by a covenant older than fear itself. The same God who spoke light into the void now speaks protection over your life. His angels have not grown weary. They do not sleep, they do not stumble, and they have never once failed their assignment. They surround you even when you cannot feel them. They are your invisible guardians until your purpose on this earth is fulfilled. So breathe, rest your soul. The same hands that shielded you in the night are now getting you into dawn. You have nothing left to prove, nothing left to fear. You are seen, you are preserved. You are protected by divine design. That's why you are still standing when others thought you'd fall. You weren't just saved from something, you were saved for something. The same God who defended you yesterday is now preparing to reveal why. Can you feel it stirring in your spirit? That quiet trembling, that subtle inner shift that whispers, it's time. You've walked through the wilderness, endured the silence, and survived what was meant to destroy you. Now heaven is calling your name again. It doesn't shout, it awakens. The trumpet of destiny sounds softly inside your heart, and suddenly you remember who you are. Just as it was written, "Awake, O sleeper, and rise from the dead, and Christ will give you light." This is not just a call to move, it's a call to remember. You were never created to live half alive, running on fumes and fear. You were made to radiate divine brilliance, to carry light into dark spaces. The world needs your flame. Think of a garden after a long winter. The ground seems barren, lifeless, but underneath, seeds are trembling, waiting for warmth. That's you right now. The breath of God is touching the soil of your soul. Roots are pushing through what once felt like stone. Life is returning. What looked dead was only waiting for resurrection. And this awakening won't always look loud. Sometimes it's quiet, almost unnoticed. You start desiring peace more than applause, truth more than validation. You stop chasing approval and start craving presence. That's the miracle of awakening. Every prayer whispered in faith, every act of forgiveness, every surrender is another degree of sunrise. The dawn doesn't happen all at once, it grows. Moment by moment, light expands until darkness has no place left to hide. You are ascending, you are becoming. The world around you might still look chaotic, but inside, peace is blooming like spring after a storm. The same voice that commanded galaxies into being is now whispering gently to your spirit, "Rise." And as you rise, understand this: your awakening is not just for you, it's for every soul who will one day find hope through your story. Your survival has become someone else's sign that miracles still happen. Every scar becomes a lamp. Every tear becomes oil for someone else's light. So when you listen, when you reflect, when you share, you become part of heaven's ripple. Each word, each gesture, each act of love spreads light further than you'll ever see. When you engage with messages like this, you're not just scrolling, you're sowing. You're helping the flame travel. And if this has touched your heart, pause for a moment. Let gratitude wash through you like morning air. Then respond, not from pressure, but from love. Like tending a fire, your response keeps the warmth alive. You can like, share, subscribe, or simply pray over this message, not as payment, but as partnership. When you give light, you receive more. When you plant seeds, you join the divine cycle of creation. Every offering, every small act, is an echo of divine generosity. Awakening isn't a single moment, it's a lifestyle. You begin to see God in everything, in the laughter of a stranger, in sunlight on your window, in timing too perfect to be random. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations, gentle reminders that heaven's hand is still on you. You start to recognize divine fingerprints on ordinary days, the clock that stops at a familiar number, the song that speaks your thoughts, the stranger's words that echo your prayer. These are not accidents. They are love letters from eternity, getting you back to alignment. The prophet once said, "You will hear a voice behind you saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.'" That voice still speaks. It's not thunder or fire. It's that still, small voice that says, "Wait," or "Go now." You've heard it before in moments when logic said yes, but your soul whispered no. That was heaven directing your steps. The signs around you are increasing, not to confuse you, but to comfort you. Repeating numbers, symbols, phrases, all heaven's language reminding you that divine order is still in place. These patterns are not superstition, they are synchronization. When heaven repeats something, it's not for decoration, it's for direction. The signs are intensifying because destiny is drawing closer. The invisible is about to touch the visible. You are standing on sacred ground between what was and what will be. And yes, it may feel like pressure, the atmosphere shifting, your spirit stretching, but that's what happens before birthing. Heaven is aligning your path with divine timing. Every delay was protection. Every detour was preparation. Chosen one, this is the moment. The season of silence is ending. The light that once found you in your darkest night is now calling you to rise, to speak, to shine. You are not behind. You are right on time. So lift your head. The dawn is breaking. The world is waiting for your light. You survived for a reason, and that reason is awakening now.